What's up, you guys? This is your boy Miguel giving you your daily dose of radiation. Today's video, we're covering what it's like to be both you and your significant other, both in the medical field. So to give you context, I'm an Xray tech, night shift Xray tech, been doing it for 4 years, and I work a lot of overtime. My lady is a nurse, so she was in the medical field. The good part of even having, especially her as a nurse, you have a plethora of knowledge in the medicine, in the insurance department, and the typical how if someone gets sick, what are your options? Do you go PCP route? Do you go to urgent care? Or do you have to go to the emergency room? Because all those have their own position and their own place. If it's during the week and it's a good old 9 to 5, if someone gets sick, you're typically the recommendations from the nurse. From my nurse, it's like your schedule appointment at your PCP. Oh, your PCP's too busy. I will just schedule per. Just go to the urgent care and get your medicine there. Typical deal. Typically, most of the time when people get sick, at least in our families, in the weekends, when the urgent care may be closed. Sometimes it's closed because it's early. Sometimes it'll be late at night when you're sick. You never know. You'll go to the emergency route if you're real sick. Sometimes, even if you go to the emergency room for certain stuff, everything's closed, so you won't get your medicine till the next day. So sometimes it's like, well, if they're not going to give you anything, but they tell you what's wrong with you, sometimes it's like you should have just waited till daytime. Or certain days are more notorious. Me, who works in the emergency room, I can already tell you that there's certain days that it's going to be fuller than other days. So like my lady would be like, hey, should we go to this hospital or this hospital during said time? I'm like, no, don't do that. So-and-so's working there. It's going to be busy. Your best option is go there. So there is perks. There's advantages. Like, for instance, my lady does mobile nursing. Her car is literally, you could say, a first aid kit survival guide. Like she has so many supplies for nursing stuff. Like Band-Aids if you get cut, or for anything, life or death happened, and we would crash in the car. Her little car is filled with like stuff. So like some of that, I mean, obviously that's supposed to be for work or whatever, but like she has knowledge. Like if the kids fall and they're hurt, I'll do my little basic positioning, like moving the stuff to kind of tell if it's broke or not. So like you have a good amount of knowledge and kind of understanding of what's going on, which comes pretty useful, I would say. Even for medicine, I didn't know till my lady told me that all the medicine is the same. Like if you were to get Tylenol versus the off-brand one, or Advil versus like the off-brand one, as long as you flip it and it says in the little name the same type of medical compound thing, it's the same thing. Cheap kind, Napcam, generic, or whatever, it's the same thing. I didn't know that. I was buying the expensive stuff, and she's like, nah, you don't gotta do that because so-and-so. Look at it, and it blew my mind. That right? And some of the stuff, it's like a night and day difference. And it's the same thing. I remember she showed me, I think it was like with Benadryl. One was Benadryl and the other one was like 8. I forgot what the generic name was. I'm not a nurse. And the difference was like same amount of pills, same amount of things. The generic one was like $3. And then the other one that was the name brand, I think was like 12. And she's like, look how big of a difference it is. And it's the same thing. And I was just like, now certain stuff, it is better to get the name stuff because it has more extra stuff that could help you compared to the basic ones that just have certain stuff. So certain stuff you have to pay attention to, you know. Other stuff, because of the way it is, you can't get the generic kind. You have to go through the name one. So stuff like that. My lady's pretty versatile in all the medicines and stuff like that. So like when we get narcos or we get stuff like that, she's already on top of it. She already knows if he gets so and so. Like, she has like a little like vault of memory of all her, like, we are basically, me and the family are her own patients. 24 hours on-call nurse. Like, in her brain, she has somehow staggered the list of medicines and what time and all that, which blows my mind because I forget some stuff for the kids. She already automatically knows the dosage and stuff. So, like, if I forget something, the nurse over here tells me, which is, it's pretty nice, you know. So, like, we have that route. And anything, like, if we get sick or stuff, you know, the nurse helps out. So, like, I'm always nice to my lady who's a nurse, because she's always what we call the on-call nurse, 24/7 family assistance when sick. She's always holding it down. Appreciate it. So it comes as perks being, because, like, sometimes I think about it, if I wasn't in the medical field, or if I was the only one in the medical field, then, like, let's say my lady was an accountant or what other profession, and something happens, they would look at me like, yo, Miguel, you're in the medical field, what about this? And I'm like, I'm an X-ray tech. Yes, I'm in the medical field, but my knowledge can't really help you with what you have going on. But if you break something, you know, maybe if I have my equipment, I can do it. So it's kind of different situation. But yeah, it's been Miguel. See you on the next one.